Hi, welcome to another episode of Behind the Birk. This is the first intro that I'm recording with the window open, and I'm kind of scared because these people are talking. I don't want them to think that I'm talking to myself because I care what people think. Okay, next guest is Alex Trugman. He does improv every Monday night. He's one of the hosts with a guy named Matt. I have not had the pleasure of going to one of them because I just heard about it, but I will, but I'm sure it's really funny because Alex is a really funny guy. I'm just gonna ask him about it and more about him. Enjoy this interview.
Behind the bird. Behind the bird. Behind the bird. Behind the bird.
We're gonna play a game. You have to answer some questions under 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You
Yes.
ready?
Yeah.
Questions.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Favorite movie.
Wait. Time out. Is it every single question combined in 20 seconds or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't get 20 seconds per question.
No.
Oh, all right.
That's
cool,
too
cool.
easy.
All right. Ready?
Favorite movie.
Forrest Gump.
Favorite television show.
Breaking Bad.
Favorite book.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Favorite song.
Tiny Dancer.
Favorite color.
Blue.
Favorite place in LA.
My bed.
20 seconds and 34.
Oh, no.
So that's better than most people.
Really?
So
But I wanted to win.
I know. Some people, I think one person did 30 seconds and that was really bad. Yeah. So you should be proud
That's too
of
long.
that. When did you start doing improv?
Started that in I think it was January of 2014. So I've been doing it for just a couple of years, not too long. But it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. I started at UCB, taking classes there before they had the new building.
Mm-hmm.
There was a theater space on Santa Monica. I think it was Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then now they have the new fancy building, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Why did you decide to do improv? Or was it just for fun and be like, hey, I want to do this?
I was I'd done when I graduated from college in 2011. I kind of did music exclusively for a while. I grew up in Los Angeles, and then it made sense to come back. I grew up in Los Angeles, went to college in Miami. It made sense to come back to Los Angeles because I wanted to try something with music. So I did that for a couple of years, and then I kind of fell into some acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a manager, and she recommended that I start taking classes. And improv sounded more fun than anything serious, and I didn't want to cry in class. So I signed up for that, and I really liked it a lot. So I just kept doing it, and just consistently taking classes, going to shows, just kind of making it more a part of my life as opposed to just a thing that I'm doing for commercial acting or.
What's your favorite thing about improv?
I like that it's a different story every time. Even if you do a set and it's not that good, it's still interesting. It's still unique. Or ideally it should be something that you've never seen before. So there's something nice about that.
Yeah.
You get to, even if it's not a good story that you tell, it's a different story every time. And every time you see a show, there's a bunch of other teams, so you get to see a lot of things you weren't expecting to see. Witness a lot of people in some weird situations. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I actually don't, and the stuff that I do and that UCB teaches and a lot of the schools in Los Angeles teach is long form improvisation, which is longer scenes. You sort of tell a story. You get one suggestion at the beginning, and then you have about 10 to 12 minutes to do either one scene based on that or just several scenes based on it, but it's not really game.
Okay.
It's not like a freeze tag or
Yeah.
that sort of game based. It's more of like a story.
Oh,
improvised
cool.
play.
So your show on Monday nights, somebody just like calls out a subject, and then you go off that.
So the way that so the show that I host is called Church Improv, and it's our thing is that we're I think we're the only show that only does exclusively 2-person teams.
Yeah.
So we'll have 4 teams per night, and they go up. Every team gets 15 minutes, and they ask for suggestion from the audience. Somebody says bone. I'm just looking at your dog toy. And then they go, all right, cool, thanks. And then for 15 minutes, they have to. It doesn't need to be about a bone, obviously, but it's like, that's how you start. Like, maybe it'll give them the thought to like, all right, we'll start as we're archaeologists, da 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 da, and then all of a sudden the scene will kind of develop from there.
Yeah.
And then they can go all 15 minutes with that, or if they get bored after 5 minutes, they can end it with like a button and wipe it, and then start a new scene.
Oh, cool.
It's fun. We try to give people a lot of stage time and a lot of just opportunity to kind of play around in a comfortable environment.
Yeah, I did improv in an acting class for 7 years, but we did like short form mostly.
I love short form. I just haven't done it in a long time.
Yesterday, I actually did an interview with my former acting teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so this is a good transition.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Was this in like high school and college, or?
This was in middle school.
Oh,
No, I started when I was 8, and then until I was 15, I think.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Yeah. So we did
super fun.
Like improv games and stuff. Like we did. Improv. Yeah, heavy into improv.
It's like you were doing like dramatic scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. We did scene work and improv. It was like a combination of.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive. I don't think.
Yeah.
And it definitely, if you go see some long form shows at or I'm sure maybe it exists in short form. I don't see a lot of short form shows, so I can't really comment on it too much. But if you see a lot of long form shows, I think that some of the best performers aren't necessarily the funniest ones. They're the ones that are really honest actors and really, really good actors.
Yeah.
Behaving honestly in absurd situations. It's kind of where a lot of the comedy comes from, as opposed to just needing to be really witty.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand. I've had some classes where it's like, all right, now just you gotta improvise a scene for like 10 minutes that you're breaking up because like she cheated on you. It's like, all right, fine.
Not as fun.
It's kind of dreary. I mean, it can get.
It gets personal.
I'd rather do this. Well, I mean, it's cool to do stuff like that, and if you do it well, it can be great. But sometimes you're just more in the mood to do like a scene about like, well, I want to be like a farting tiger, or something like just stupid.
Yeah. It's something more light than someone breaking up with you.
Yeah,
for 10 minutes.
Yeah, something like just silly.
Yeah.
But there's a place for that. There's a place for silly. There's a place for serious. And
yeah, exactly.
And every person that does it brings in sort of their own unique.
Yeah.
Well, they bring themselves, and everybody's.
Yeah, and everybody is different.
Combination.
And unique, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things I love most about it too. Is you see these pairings of, because you get to know the people within the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to see pairings of like, oh man, I'd always love to see this guy perform with this guy. Oh, they're doing it tonight, great. Or, oh, this guy and this girl, they're really funny together, but now they're playing with 4 people, and it's just interesting to see all the different combinations and the really creative stuff people come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I graduated college in 2011. And my goal was exclusively like do music. That's all I really wanted to do since high school.
When did you start music?
Not really until high school.
Okay.
I mean, I took piano lessons when I was a little kid, and I played like some trumpet and violin. I didn't really stick with any instruments until high school, when I started singing a lot. I was in the musical because I couldn't get on any sports teams. So, but then I ended up really loving it, and we did Les Mis, and I learned like every line, and I started really seriously focusing on singing. And so by the time I got to senior year, I was able to apply to music school and study music in college, by that point I'd also picked up some piano and guitar. So I took a BA in music at University of Miami, where I studied everything from voice and guitar and piano to theory, orchestration, composition, music history, stuff like that.
Yeah,
it was
everything.
It was kind of like a general education degree within within the realm of music.
Yeah,
it was great. And right after I graduated, when I was doing that, my sophomore year, I had a little brief time on American Idol for like.
Oh, okay.
For like
I didn't know that.
No, it was I don't talk about it that much. It was I was there. I took a semester off because I was in the semifinals, which was a really cool experience. But I mean, that's a longer conversation too. It was a cool experience. Opened up a lot of doors, especially as I graduated, because I was able to sort of, going back to my main story, I was able to, once I graduated, kind of submit my music to labels I liked with like a little bit of legitimacy attached to it.
It's like
hey, I'm not just nobody. Like, that sounds kind of. I wasn't saying that sounds arrogant. I didn't mean that. What I mean is like I have some experience under my belt. I'm not just some guy.
Yeah.
Like I do. The show did in some ways legitimize me while setting in. So I ended up getting a deal with a really small label in Wisconsin called Candy Rat Records, which is, I've always really loved the artists that they put out, and so it was great. It was really, really awesome when they said yes. They want to record something with me. I was not really a writer, or I hadn't had a lot of experience doing it, but I spent about a year and a half just kind of doing nothing but in my free time, but focusing on this album, just trying to write all the parts and all the songs, and I did it, which was, by the time you get to the finish line, it's like I don't even care if it's good or bad. You
put out an album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with 10 tracks in 2012, so it's been a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But it was, I haven't really, it's always weird listening to it, but I was just listening to some of it back the other day. It's interesting. I at the time, I think, was a little uncertain, but I can listen back to it now and appreciate where I was as a musician.
Yeah.
At the time, but after that, that being said, if you're listening, you should buy it.
Buy his album from 2012.
2012, yeah. But then after that, I started writing for some other people. I started teaching music lessons. I started acting a little bit. Like I dipped my toes in the water, and I actually had some success. I got a commercial pretty early on, which kind of made me, all right, I guess I'll do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I kind of did that life of freelance work, auditioning as much as I could, and doing commercials and short films and stuff like that for about 2 years. I guess from the time I was, like two and a half years. And I didn't love that as much as music.
Yeah.
It was, I think that's sort of my venture into the world of acting. I'm happy to take away from it, like improv.
Yeah.
I did it for a few years, and a lot that I didn't like. But I'm happy to sort of leave it with at least one little nugget.
Yeah.
Or something that I enjoyed, that I'm gonna keep with me.
Yeah.
And now my creative focus is back on music and I guess improv as well. I'm kind of.
What are you doing right now for music?
I'm writing and playing as much as I can. I've honestly let myself get a little bit rusty over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I still practice regularly, but when I was really, really doing it, I was practicing for hours a day if I could. I would try to clock in every single free moment that I had.
Yeah.
And now it's building up that stamina is a little difficult. Like I'll practice for an hour and a half, and I'll be like, oh my god, my fingers are killing me. So I'm in the process of I'm really knocking that rest off still.
Yeah.
But as I'm doing that, I'm also writing songs. I'm continuing with my show every Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's been sort of the long short version of of the last few years for me, and then just sort of what I've done creatively so far in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically what I want to do the next year. But I think recording and putting some more stuff out would be that's definitely a goal of mine.
Yeah, that's definitely a good goal. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe start podcasting.
Maybe follow in my footsteps.
I know, except I have no idea what I would podcast about.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm podcasting about, to this day.
I think that's where you start, and you'll figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
It's very cool that you're doing it.
Thank you.
I'm a big podcast fan.
Cool.
I think I believe podcasts are the next big thing.
Yeah, I think I've been reading about it, and I guess it's a big new thing.
Yeah.
Or not new, but it's getting more appreciation. I guess.
Well, a lot of people listen. I mean, between your commute and the gym, if somebody or cooking dinner, you do have a few hours of time each day to kind of listen to something. And between podcasts and audiobooks, I feel like those are going to have a nice resurgence.
Yeah.
Or I hope. I think that the podcast world needs just a superstar. They need their Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah. Me.
Yes.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. I'm the Michael Jordan of podcasting.
Well,
or going to be.
You're going to be. You gotta keep that confidence.
Nice. I am. Okay. Thank you for being on this.
Oh yes, it's my pleasure. Great. Yeah, thanks so much.